Good morning, everybody. Ma Terry here and our fabulous co-star, Miss Lucy. Oh my gosh, thank everybody for your service. For those that serve, today is Veterans Day. And you know what? I'd like to talk a little bit about my experience in the military, whether or not I join again, and why not. Okay. Oh my gosh. So first of all, as a woman veteran, I enlisted in 1979 and I got to serve. My basic training was in San Antonio, Texas, and I'll be headed that way just to relive some of the fun of that. But yeah, I was a chaplain's assistant. That was my designation. And it didn't mean that I'm a religious zealot. It meant that I kept the Catholic priest from beating the Protestant minister. I was basically the referee, and I was in charge of taking care of the church for multi-denominations. So I loved my job in the military. I got shipped to Korea, which I loved. When I was in Kunsan, I got to see and Gwangju, how backwards the world could be, like when I would go bowling and, you bowl the ball down the alley and some guy would jump down, set up the pins and jump back up again. And it's like, never saw that. Maybe that's how they did it in the 40s and the 50s in America, but that was a rare and unique thing to me. I did enjoy my time of the military service. I enjoyed going to the chow hall. I enjoyed being with friends, going to the NCO clubs, dancing. Oh my gosh, and back in the day they had mud wrestling, so I loved going to see stuff like that. It was a great experience until it wasn't experience. So let's talk about the wasn't a great experience. And why I'm still angry at the military, and I'll tell you why. All right, and don't hate on me, because I have a lot of friends that have Purple Hearts, and I get it. All right, and I served right after the Vietnam era. And so there is a differentiation between me and people that served in Vietnam. My friend, Rick, who, I told a story about, him and his platoon went into the jungles of Vietnam. Someone set off a landmine and he collected basically body parts, people that were still living, that blew off limbs and everything. He got them out of the jungle into safety. He is a 2-time Purple Heart winner. He has PTSD, I think more severe than me, and God bless his heart. But, and this is where it is, would I join the military again? No, and I have a stack of reasons why. Number one, they don't tell you that 1 out of 3 women that go into the military, and this is back in the day, will be assaulted at some point. Something traumatic is going to happen to you. And it's like, just for those odds alone, I would not do that. And for those that know, I was so happy that day as a chaplain's assistant, and boy, was I a cutie pie. I got off early instead of, I think, 4 o'clock normally. I got off at 3:30 that day. And went to my barracks, was in the middle of getting ready to go out and party at the NCO club when there was a knock at my door, and I did not understand. Sexually assaulted at knife point, my head got bashed in, and that's when my life changed. And I'd like to thank everybody that supported me back then at the day, but I was losing it. I lost it, and I lost it later on in life. See, they don't tell you that when you join the military. And there is a distinction, and I did write notes. I did. When back in the day, it's different now. We have women in the military, that go out and fight. But back in the day, if you were a guy, they told you, all right, here's the enemy during the Vietnam War. Here's a gun. Here's how to shoot the gun. And yes, they did teach me how to shoot a gun, but I was not armed as a chaplain's assistant. They would not arm me as a chaplain's assistant, but they would point you in the direction, guys, and say, that's the enemy, go shoot, or whatever your designation was. As a woman, they didn't tell you, you know what? Lucky you're on this base and you have a 1 out of 3 chance of being sexually assaulted. And it's like, and of course, there's mild and then there's extreme, and I was the extreme case. So, and yeah, my heart does go out for all the brave people that are forced to face the enemy, but I didn't know the enemy could be within. And I am, and I get it, my friend rightfully deserves his Purple Heart. But I wasn't warned. I wasn't told that the enemy could be at my door. I was some stupid person from New Jersey in 1978. I mean, none of this communication device was available. We didn't know anything back in the day. But I told you I woke up that day real fast. It really, well, it put me on alert. When, you have PTSD, you're always in fight or flight mode. And seems like I'm always in fight or flight mode, which is sad. But the fact that I wasn't warned, I wasn't given a heads up, I wasn't given any equipment to help myself. No self-defense classes were taught back in the day. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed. And I am disappointed. I know a lot of veterans that go to the VA hospital. And for me, this is my experience. Because they can't see my invisible disability of PTSD and the traumatic brain injury, I get swept away. I get ignored. And a lot of it is, well, she didn't really serve. She wasn't in a war. And it's like, oh my God, I was in the fight for my life. Don't you understand? Yeah, it brings a tear to my eye. I was in the fight for my life. And just like any brave soldier. But the fact is, there's no Purple Heart for me. I wasn't warned. And it makes me sad. But when I get treated, and this is I'm San Diego, so I go to the VA hospital and I put down, I need to talk to people. I need therapy. And they're like, yeah, we'll get back to you in 3 months will go by. And I never hear from anybody. Nobody, and I keep contacting them and it's like, I get swept under the rug. However, I know a lot of men that have never served during a war or anything, and they go in, they say they want therapy, and people tap dance all over for them. So it really isn't fair to us women veterans. Yeah, we put up with a lot of shit. We really do. Yeah. All right. So I think we should be treated equally. I'm not saying I'm a hero. I'm a survivor. I know what I am. Yeah. But I wish I was treated better. I do know 1 out of 22 members go through depression and attempt suicide, ex-military. My heart goes out for them. Don't forget to keep posting the suicide crisis hotline number. I know they saved my life a lot. How worthless can you feel when you've been through what I've been through, You feel pretty worthless, and then you feel like you caused it. For years, I blamed myself for answering the door. Isn't that stupid? I opened the door, so I let in the violence. Yeah. Anyhow, I am happy 30 years later when I went to look into my Service Connect. They actually did the right thing. They found all the paperwork that supported my claims. The witnesses were still alive, so my paper went through right away. But yeah. And to me, people will be like, why aren't you happy you're service connected? You're 100% service connected. Well, it's like there's this truce. My doctor said, like my memory, I'll never get any better. It'll never get any worse, and I just got to deal with it. And it's like, that means I'll never finish college. There's a lot of things I'll never be able to do. Figuring out things, logistics, very hard for me. Mr. Louis was asking me, like, why do I go to Walmart and buy cheap shoes? And it's like, it's the tyranny of choice. It's like when I go to a real shoe store and how about this? How about that? How about that? And it's like fight or flight, fight or flight, fight or flight. So that's why I usually get somebody to help me pick out something as simple as a pair of shoes. I know that may seem depressing to a lot of people. But yeah, that's why I make some of the choices is I am in fight or flight mode a lot of the time. Okay. So would I ever join the military again? No. They got to start disclosing what happens to a woman. Maybe they do disclose now, but they didn't. A few reasons why I wouldn't join again is they didn't disclose, they didn't prepare me for what could happen, and they don't treat me right. So yeah, it's great I have 100 Connect, but there are sometimes I need to talk to people, and that talking to is not available because I'm not, I haven't been through a war, even though a war has been plagued on my body. Yeah. So what am I doing? How am I celebrating Veterans Day? Well, I met John over at Cracker Barrel. John was eating alone and he was talking to other people, and it's like, you eating alone? Come on over here. And John is also a veteran, and so happy to meet him. We talked about our service together. And, St. Augustine, what's free for Veterans Day? He gave me a great heads up. I got to take a selfie with him. I told him he's free to join my tribe. He checks out. You'll all love John if he ever comes out to Quartzsite and the RTR or camps with us. He's a good guy. So anyhow, right as he was leaving, I was thinking of buying this, and I never bought this, and I wanted this so badly. Let me show you what John gave me. And isn't that wonderful? Baby Jesus, I love it. Now, where's baby Jesus going to sit? John, thank you so much for this. Leilani gave me this, and baby Jesus just fits right in there. So now I can take Jesus with me driving. I love it. Thank you so much, John. Oh my gosh, I love it. I really do. So John turned me on to Veterans Day down at St. Augustine. They have some tours of the city, some not stagecoach tours, trolley tours that are free to veterans. So we're going to go ahead and do that next. Miss Lucy, you're sound asleep. You want to say goodbye? There we go. Say goodbye. Like I said, anyhow, before you sign up that paperwork, gals, make sure you go in with your eyes open, do some jujitsu training or whatever. And I'll see you down the road. Bye, everyone.